Hello friends and traders. The question is, can we pick all the highs and lows, swing points with high precision using some technique? And as we talk about, we just don't want to use multiple indicators, maybe 2 or 3 out of our package on a single chart. And if the objective has been set to find the precision, price, and time convergence where we can trade. So we're gonna use two tools here. One of them is going to be 3 a.m. square offsets, and I'm going to use some circles as well. And a circle is cycle and cycle is time. So we're gonna use the circle representing as time. And let's get to our charts and check it out. Now some folks are new to Way 59, so let me just walk you through a step-by-step structure. We need to superimpose on these charts. The question is time and price and frequency coming together, right? All right, something is stopping the market all over. Big swing points is what we are after. And the reason for that, if we can pick those big swings, or we find, if we have known top, we can find the bottom. So this is where we are going to do some tricks on fitting time to give us the time curvature using some circular mathematics, because it is very difficult to merge time and price on price charts. Time is unfolding in different dimensions and price is folding in different dimensions. So if I show you some price chart and say this is the level, and then I flip the time frame on you, so I go from 10 minutes to like 30 minutes to make that point where I'm matching the 10-minute price to 30 minutes of time, it won't fit well with most people at this stage of their forecasting analysis, right? So we'll go in a different fashion, in a flat surface on 2D charts, and we'll use circular time as our helper. So that means we have to curve fit something. All right, so how do we start? So when we install the tools from us, you will see they are prefixed. We just say right click, insert indicators, that's it. You see whole list. So which one do you want? We're going to use two of them, one for the price and one for the time. So let's try this one, 3 a.m. offset, and that's it. All right, so that's your price grid and the frequency grid. You're done. Now what is all this going here, right? And then let me also square the chart. Here I am squaring the chart of ES on 10 minutes, and I'm doing 1 by 3 by hour, right? Hour is 6, so 3 and 6. Okay, so that, now you see the colors change here in the center, and there's a yellow line here. I think this is a simple line itself which I'm plotting, which I can delete for now, so I can explain this grid. So see, there's a gap here, there's a color gap, right? So green starts from here, red starts from here, you can see. So this is where we are automatically placing the tool, and they adjust based on what we think the day's frequency is or should be based on the time. There are some challenges at times, but remember, we just have to do simple first grade mathematics. Either we add or we subtract. But if I give you 3 numbers, it can add and subtract in different ways. This is where we get a little challenged. I apologize. So what do we do, right? All right, so going back to our business, so let's look at this day again, right? Let's really understand this basic frequency point for the day. If I give you three numbers, 4, 1, and 6, if I say add them all together, what do you get? You get 5 and 6, 11, which is 2. Okay, so we should see 2 if I add it all together. If I add just the day, because a month is not going to change until next month, so if I just add the day, I get 7. Okay, I get 7. What else can I get? I can subtract. So on the right side, 6 minus 1 is 5. Okay, so what do I get here? Now if I subtract the right side, 6 minus 1 is 5, and add it to the month number, I get 5 plus 4 is 9. So now you just watch this, which means by doing simple calculations in my head, I have this grid plotted as our assistant. We have now done something unique. And the uniqueness is we went from 416 and we said it's going to vibrate on 369. And there's going to be 7 as well. And there's going to be 4 as well. Now you see the challenges, even the numbers are very simple. All right, so what do? We just add the second tool now, which I'm going to show, which will qualify this. So if 16 divided by 4, there's no fraction, the 4 is going to be active. Okay, 4 is going to be active. 4 double is 8, 8 double is 16. The 7 shows up there by doubling 8. 8 and 8 is 7, right? Okay. 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7 is showing up through doubling circuit without fractions and a simple addition. So 7 is going to be hot for that day. And then the way we came with this idea of 9 might be active because of the way we do subtraction, not only addition. So if 9 is active, means 369 will be hot. So we got to check this, right? All right, so I'll note it down. I think 369, 7, and 8 is going to be my trading phenomena, and also 4 divided by 16. So I note down these numbers early morning. So did you? Simple adding, subtracting, and that's it. So we have these numbers, and how are we gonna use it, right? So when we are on this number, we will see has the oscillation changed or have we retraced the number. So when the market opens, and this opening in our case is between the two lines. So it opened it between these two lines, went to 7 to the tick. Let me zoom in before I zoom out again. Let's check this so we can see it. So it went to the 7 right here to the tick, came down to 3. Why? 369 is working. 7, 3. So it also gave me some hint if you want to wait. 7 and 3 are working. So that means my calculations, I already told me that, hey, 369 and 7 are going to be active for that day. All right. So went to 7 again. Got rejected, right? All right. And then came down. Came back to 3. So 7 and 3. So 7 and 3 was working here. Then it went to 7 and 3 here by rejection principle. And then 3 and 6 and 9 is active. So we have 3, 6, 9 sitting here. Okay. So I'm seeing that, market is vibrating. So when I see this early morning, this is 10-minute chart again, right? And there we go. Now if we change the frequency over time, I will prefer keeping all this on 10 minutes for the reason because 1 and 10 and 100 are the same in our decimal system, right? We use decimal system, then that's the number of 1 and 10 and 100. That's why we do this. There's a reason for that. We can create different hexadecimal scales and other scales. All right, so there it is. Okay, so you're watching, market is unfolding, It went to 3. So let's mark the 3's because of 369. 3 to the tick, 3 to the tick. Here 369, not to the tick, but we're checking the vibration. And this is 7. This is 7. Break, retest back on the 7. Okay. So what are we here to do actually? We are here to see if we can predict these highs and lows. So now to assist you, we have another tool. So what we are going to do, the same thing, we're going to insert and go to 369 level 3. Sorry, this is level 4. Level 4 is all about geometrical structures. So let's go here. 3 is all going to be mostly timing structures, right? All right. So now I am going to do something like this. So what is this? And okay, so there are 2 hotspots here, which means I have to click at 2 different locations, which means I need to find what is my location to start with and where does it end. Now we are getting somewhere. So now I'm going to now say market is going to help me get to a certain time. Now we want to place this hotspot at the innermost red lines or the green lines. I always want to give you some baseline rules which work all the time. I would say majority of the time. You may come with some other unique rules as you do your own discovery. Structures will not change. So let's expand on this, right? So now what do? So I want to say I want to give this axis of travel, which means I'm going to put this horizontal line by clicking on the right side, which is a price line. That's it. Every tool has it. Why? So I don't want to keep it this way or that way, right? Where do I move it? Second spot, right? This is the problem with geometry. So I'm going to pin one on this red line. I'm only allowed to either use this red line or green line, or sometimes I do a cross of it if things are not fitting. So what do I do now? Now I'm going to keep stretching. I'll keep stretching. I'm going to keep stretching. That's what I do. Now by doing that, what is going on? First of all, I am saying if this circle, I have to fit this top so I can see the bottom. So if you lose the context of geometry, you do Control K, it refreshes the geometry. So this is my axis, which I'm about to use. All right. So what do I do? What do I see? That we see that, hey, market is going to come close to this level. So this level is 369. So that is one approach we do. Sometimes what we do is we go to the green one. And this is where it gets little probability of 2. So I'm going to move this line. We just draw one more line. So I can show you all. The only 2 things we can do, nothing much. Because my curve fit on the top is not really doing well, so I can move it to the bottom. So I got to be using the innermost color. So I start with the same vertical space and I keep stretching. See if I get a better fit on the left side or not. All right, so I stretched on this. I see a better fit on the top. So what I'm expecting that these circles are now going to help me pick the other side. So what is the other side? Other side is going to be either our number frequency comes into picture, either 7 or 9. So there's no 7 here, there's one 9 here, there's another 9 here. 9 is here, 9 is here. This circle pinned on the top is the right placement of geometry, and it tells us this 9, if it is going here, if it gets here, it did come to 9, it did react from here, it comes down to this 9. This is the end of the frequency and the time curvature. The other placement, as I said, place on the red line, innermost, or the green line, and sometimes the only option, last option is we flip it like this, where I use one on the green and one on the red. And this is going to stay there. Beginning part will always stay there. It can be on the top or the bottom, red or green, stay there. And the other one is going to be stretched. First strike, stretch, should be on the same. Extreme case, when you're not able to fit properly the top, what we do is we go to the other side to flip it. That's all. But normally I would say 90% of the time we'll not touch it. Alright, you got it. How about other things? So now the other circles, right? The inner circles, what do we do with those inner circles? So now you see the innermost circle is this blue one, and this is used for space. Alright, on there's other structures which are used for Saturday. We map this internal circle on Saturday, Sunday to see other things, which is a little advanced. We will discuss that some other day. So what do I do here with this one? So I need to move this on the same line, right? Let's move it on the same line. So first find the line. I'm going to stay with the green line. I'm going to move it. I can do on the red also, it doesn't matter, right? So pick one. Alright, there it is. So I moved here. So what do I see? Market came to this structure, went up, no worries. I'm looking for something else. I'm looking for this guy to be the bottom and support this. Circle is supporting it, right? So I'm curve fitting this. And when this is done, the other outer circle is going to operate. And it is operating at the frequency of 3. Always keep that in mind. And this is how you get the lowest risk and reward. Alright, so here we have a 7 rejection, comes back to 3. 369 is active. How we came with this? 6 minus 1 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, 369 is active. We curve fit this circle, and then we are waiting for it to go to one of the frequencies, and it goes to 3. Alright, there we go. Now there's no oscillation here. We can add that oscillation very easily. That's the last stage, always. First you understand what's going on. So if I place this and stretch this, now I'm looking at the blue. So if I'm using the blue, the reactions will be on green and red. So I'm fitting this reaction here and the frequency. You could have gone to the next one. If I go on to the next one, where's my 7 here and 3 here? Alright, so I think this day was pretty volatile, 150 points, but we still had a nice abilities to trade this day. So I always like to pick the complex cases, so let's pick the next one. Alright, so next day, same thing. We have these two options, the innermost red or green. So we'll place it on the red, vertically placed at the start. This has to go on the right side, sorry. That's why I pick this price line, so I know I'm moving correctly. I'm overlaying it on the red since the first red is being used. right here. Doesn't have to be to the tick. All right. I move this over. And what am I doing? I'm fitting something, right? I'm curve fitting time. All right, so next day, look at the numbers first. Which numbers are hot for us? We have 7 plus 1 is 8. All right, and 4, double of that is 8. So 4, double 8. So 248 is active this day. So we're going to be trading 248. All right, so this market went up to 6. Comes down to 4 at the bottom, and the circular combination is here, right? So there we go. Just like we had this intention of going long and termination frequency, and this is here as well. So this tool can we do something else? Of course. So what do we have here? We are going to curve fit something, right? That's the whole thing. So what can we fit? Well, let's keep stretching. So if I curve fit, market is going up. We have to curve fit this on this axis where the diameter of the circle is. If I place this on the top, do I see anything? Market is coming down, not really. And this is not the frequency you want to trade anyways, right? So this is not going to work. So we don't, it doesn't get here, and there's no circle and this coming together. So that is not a good placement. It doesn't matter. We don't know that either. So what can we do? Well, let's place this bottom on the innermost blue circle, and we'll leave it alone. And what do we see? We see as the market comes down, we got some reaction on this frequency of 7. 7 is 88. We know that, but let's assume that you may not understand this at this moment. But the frequency of vibrations are working. This is working. Came down. It is held and went up. All right. So it reacted from this. No problems. What else can we do? Then market comes on the bigger circle, the green one. It hits it and gets a reaction of this. It comes from which? Let's zoom this day. It is not using, this is using 3 and 6. This is 9, this is 6, and this is 8. All right, so it went on this day. We are expecting 4 and 8. It went here to the 8. Right, this curve fitting circle, it giving us the reaction we're looking for. And then it went to this 8 frequency in the circle. When it went up, circle gave us the precision entry as well. What else can we do? Let's keep stretching. All right. We're curve fitting the left side, the top side or the bottom side. So if I curve fit the top, it hits this. Frequency is again the 7, but this is now, you see the circles are going to be much stronger than just price, because time controls the price. Remember, always time trumps price. So here it is. So we are stretching this, curve fitting this, perfectly went to the center. We're not doing any of those complex scenarios right now. And you can see it is reacting, it is reacting, it is reacting, it is reacting, and then outer circle, we already had that. If I stretch this further, the blue, as we did before, right? Keep on stretching, stretch the blue, hit the blue. Our attempt should be to hit the blue, right? And there it is. And you can see all the curves, and the market chart is squared. Everything is now reacting. The overflows from these lines are now justified. Why? Because the circle is attracting those levels. Most powerful asset is time and circle. I think that is all we had. So if we place it here and go into the circle, and we're saying, okay, let's curve fit this inner circle on this axis. It came to red circle, it came up here, but there's no frequency to trade. Circle is tradable. But main thing is we are able to pick this high and this low at our frequency 4 and 8, qualified further by this circle. Thank you so much.